Hi, I'm Cassie White,
And I'm Havana Marisha.
and today we'll be talking about the strategy dinner party. And this dinner party strategy, the component is interaction, and it's found on page 105. And essentially, this strategy is having students holding discussions by role playing a character from either a book or a poem or a historical character or any important person. The benefits to this strategy for English language learners is that it exposes them to learning English in an organic fashion. So they'll be exposed to conversation and social skills through English, and they will learn new words and schema, and they'll relate them to those words. The description of this activity in steps. The first thing you want to do is choose a subject or a theme. So for our subjects, we chose math, English, and science. And then you could also choose a theme such as poetry or rainforest animals or something like that. The second step is to divide the class into smaller groups, so perhaps 4 to 6 students so that you keep it even, but intimate enough that they can have good conversation. The third step is to assign characters to the students or let them pick their own, depending on the content. Students will be given time to research their character and collaborate with the group on seating arrangements, topic of conversation, and other things. Number 5, have students begin their dinner party while the teacher walks around to observe. And then lastly, the teacher will lead a discussion about the activity that just occurred, and the students will explain why they chose their specific character, what the seating arrangements were and why, and how groups came to those conclusions together. So beginning with the lower grades, K through 3, language arts, 3 strategies that you could do within this strategy is have students pick characters from a book to act out. So either a chapter book that you guys have been reading in class, or for the little kids, a picture book, and then have them decide where to seat everyone based on how well each character gets along. The second one is break students into smaller groups of 4 to individually plan a tea party for famous poets or authors. For the younger grades, it's probably a better idea to use a tea party or a birthday party to help them relate to it better than a dinner party, because they probably don't know what a dinner party is. And then lastly, assign each student a character from a short story that was not finished. So then the students would take on this character and then through the dinner party strategy, create their own ending of the story.
So I am going to take over for the upper grades. That would be grades including 4 through 6. So in regards to science, using the dinner party strategy, we would have students create a guest list that consists of 3 elements, 1 element per classification group. And then we would have students make a seating card for those elements, which would include their seating positions according to their properties, either being non-metal, metal, or a metalloid. Students would then converse and compare with their groups about their character, being their element, and how it's used, their properties, values, etc. Example, nitrogen is a non-metal with properties being dull, not shiny, poor conductor of heat. What would elements talk about at a dinner party? How they differ from each other in regards to physical property, luster, shine, or dullness. Now, in regards to math, we would assign students a number, then direct students to create groups of 6, containing 3 positive numbers and 3 negative numbers. Students will seat themselves in order from smallest to largest and converse about why they chose those seating arrangements, which numbers are smaller, and why. And lastly, regarding to language arts, we would have students pick an author of a poem to portray. The poem must be a poem that we've read in class. The poet will need to explain the poetic structure of their poem in order to identify stanzas, line breaks, rhythm and meter, rhyme scheme, and repetition. Dinner party guests must discuss which language techniques are being used throughout the poem. Students will pick a diverse author or poet to portray and then converse with the table about their different lifestyles, writing styles, upbringing, inspiration for their work, time periods, etc.
And this activity can also be utilized as an assessment by having the students demonstrating their knowledge of the content or the subject, because they will have to do research on their character in order to be able to accurately discuss with their dinner party guests their lifestyle, background, content area, and whatever it is that they will be discussing. So it's a good way to either end a lesson or it could be used to supplement a lesson. And that's all that we have for this strategy. Thank you for watching.
Thanks, guys. Bye-bye.